Congrats on the win. First off, can you just bring me through the emotions of this game, and then obviously seeing Mason make the game winner? Just what was that like for you after what you had done with that interception?
We knew coming in that it was going to be a battle. This is not the old Cincinnati Bengals team that most people have become accustomed to. This is a really good football team, and we knew coming in that they were going to compete and they were going to give us their all. They have a lot of really good players, so we knew it was just going to be a battle and it was going to take everybody to get it done, and that's exactly what it did. It took everybody fighting all the way up until the end to get the job done.
All right, next we're going to go to Steve with the Associated Press. Steve, go ahead.
Wondering what this game was like for you. I think you got banged up earlier. Just how tough was it to come back, and just your whole mindset going through this game with you going through the injury?
Yeah, they had a little situation earlier, but able to get it all handled and able to get back in there and help contribute to a win. I was just happy to play a part in it. Like I said, we knew it was going to take all of us, and that's exactly what happened.
All right, next we're going to go to Bill Huber of Maven Media. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, De'Vondre, have you ever seen anything like what just happened?
No, I've never been a part of a game like this, but that just goes to show the type of men we have in our locker room. Nobody flinched, nobody complained, nobody did anything but their job, and we were able to handle business and get the victory. That's what good football teams do. They find a way to get it done. It's not going to always be pretty, but you got to find a way to get a win, especially in a hostile environment. An away game against a good football team, we were able to get it done. So that's huge, and it'll definitely help continue for us to build momentum going forward.
All right, next we're going to go to Matt Reynoldson. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, De'Vondre, I've been seeing from just on Twitter from Packers reporters that are down there in Cincinnati, your guys' locker room erupted after the game. What was that like in the locker room with the team after the big win?
The energy was crazy, man. Just like I said, for us to fight as hard as we did and understand what we needed to do to get the job done and everybody being on board, it was a great feeling, for us to put all the work in and for it to pay off in the end.
All right, next up we will go to Rob Reichel. Go ahead.
Hey, De'Vondre, can you just take me through the interception to start overtime, what you guys were doing defensively? And it looked like Burrow didn't even see you. I don't know if you were spying him or what exactly was going on, but can you kind of take us through that?
We were in the coverage where I was basically responsible for number 3, and he was on the other side of the field. So I was basically just reading the quarterback, and I honestly think Burrow and the wide receiver had a miscommunication, and he wanted the receiver to come inside, and I think he turned out, if I'm not mistaken. So I was just reading the quarterback, and he kind of threw it right to me, honestly.
All right, next we're going to go to Tom Silverstein of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Go ahead, Tom.
Andre, just to follow up on that, so were you expecting a guy to come behind you possibly, or would it come right at you if that receiver would have broken inside?
If he would have broken inside, I would have had him. But if he breaks outside, then, I just have to kind of, like I said, read the quarterback. And I was just reading the quarterback, and he kind of threw it right to where I was. So it was a good play.
All right, next up, we're going to go back to Wes of Packers.com. Go ahead, Wes.
De'Vondre, I know so much happened during this game, but what did you think of defensively, how you guys started? I think they went 3 and out on their first 4 possessions, if you don't count that, the 4th down conversion. How'd you feel about how you guys set the tone early on in this one?
We knew what the task was coming in, and I think we're continuing to get better every week. We're just continuing to get more comfortable with each other every week, and we just have to keep improving, bottom line. I think we had a really good showing, but we're not done yet. We still have corrections to make and things we can definitely get better at. But it was a really good test against a good football team to kind of see where we stand. So I think we can definitely improve. But like I said, it was a really good showing today.
All right, next up, we're going to go back to Steve of the Associated Press. Go ahead, Steve.
seem to be out to a fast start. How do you feel about the way you've kind of fit into this defense your first year as a Packer?
I think I'm doing a pretty good job considering that I came in really late and I didn't have a full off season with my guys on defense. I think I'm doing a pretty good job right now. There's still some things I can get a lot better at. As always, there's always things you can get better at. But I think we're off to a good start. There's a lot of football left, so just have to continue to make corrections and continue to get better and strive for perfection.
All right, next we're going to go to Tom Silverstein of the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. Go ahead, Tom.
Andre, I think there was a screen, I think it was a tight end screen where you just kind of held your ground on the outside and made the tackle, came right to you. How do you not get fooled by a lot of those things? It seems like you are always aware of where you should be on the field. Is that just a knack that you have, or is that film study, or what?
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of film study and just a little bit of understanding situational football. We knew coming in that they like to run screens within like a certain area of the field. And I knew that we were in that area where they like to run screens. So I took my drop and I read my keys and I saw, they did something. I'm not going to say what they did, but they never do it. And when they do it, we notice it's a screen alert. So I kind of just did my job staying outside and foot faked the lineman and came back inside once I saw him throw the ball.
All right, next up, we're going back to Bill Huber. Bill, go ahead.
Hey, De'Vondre, what can today mean for you guys on defense? You guys played a lot of adversity defense between, they had the ball 4 or 5 times with the chance to take the lead or win, and there's a couple turnovers or a turnover there too.
Football is a team sport, even though we have a really explosive offense, this is the NFL. We can't expect them to put up 30, 40 points every game, like this is the National Football League. Everybody's good. So we just have to play team football at all times and handle what we can handle. We understand that if we give Aaron the ball enough, it's just like a great shooter. If you give him the more shots you give them, the better they get. And that's how I feel about our offense. The more opportunities we give them, they'll eventually get going. So we just have to keep doing our job and continue to get them the ball back as quickly as possible.